Is 2026 the new 2016? I think it might be. Is it popular because things were different back then? Times were just better, life was easier, everything seemed to be happier. With things like the King Kylie collection, the Zara Larson effect, Ariana Grande returning with her brunette hair and high ponytail, and the return of Fetty Wap. Is this all a sign that 2026 is the new 2016? I remember being in 2016, just starting being interested in makeup and thinking how to start this whole journey. It was just such a time to be alive. The world felt easier, happier. It were a lot more carefree than it is now. Obviously, this was pre-COVID, so that may have had a massive part to play in how things just felt generally around the world. But 2016, for me and for a lot of other people, was the best year. I feel like it was such a life-changing year, especially in terms of beauty. Anything beauty related, 2016 was really the year that everything took off. Instagram, for example, was when that started to become more popular. P. Louise, Becca Cosmetics, Urban Decay collaborating with Gwen Stefani, Laura Geller and her incredible highlighters. And possibly the most exciting thing for me personally, colourful makeup. Creative makeup, colourful glam, big, detailed, colourful, bold cut creases. It was the time in makeup. And of course, it was the year that Kylie Jenner took over the world. So let's start with her. Last year, she released a new collection called King Kylie, featuring an eyeshadow palette that was just Kylie 2016 all over, with the teal and the pinks. Her beautiful, some might say too overlined lips. I don't think so. Although she does look a lot better now that she's had a lip filler dissolved, I will say that. It was the year that we had back-to-back hits where it came to music. Just one incredible song after the other. Which brings me to Fetty Wap. Yes, he's been released from prison, and I think that was the final thing that everyone it just sent everyone into some kind of nostalgic chaos. And now 2026 is 2016 all over again. I have seen somewhere that he is working on a song, and you just know, you know as soon as that is released. It's gonna be a hit. 2016 was definitely a time of simpler times. Social media wasn't as prevalent. Shorts and reels weren't yet a thing, which meant that people seemed to have more patience, a better attention span than they do now. Because we weren't constantly just trying to feed everyone's short attention span. We weren't trying to create these short videos, trying to squeeze an hour of information into a 1-minute video. And people really had the patience to be watching longer videos. They wanted to learn how to do makeup properly, step by step, in real time. But now there's none of that. There's no patience. People seem to have really short attention spans. And it's almost like colour just doesn't exist when it comes to doing makeup anymore. In 2016, it used to be, if you weren't wearing colourful makeup and you weren't wearing crazy cut creases, people would look at you weird. Now it's the other way around. If you are not wearing soft glam, if you are not in your soft girl era, some people are going to look at you and think you're weird. But girl, over here, we're all weird. In my opinion, I feel like the Kylie Cosmetics King Kylie collection last year definitely started the whole 2026 being the new 2016 trend, or whatever this is right now. And whilst I'm not a massive lover of Kylie Cosmetics, I do think she has such a powerful presence. From what I have witnessed, she is very good at starting trends and bringing them back. She wasn't in Forbes 30 under 30 for no reason, honey. I feel like it was a really life-changing year in 2016. And with all the uncertainty and things that are going on in the world, how bad it just seems to be getting, I feel like it is both the right move and a calculated, clever one to try and replicate 2016 again. I feel like it'll give people that sense of a simpler life, happier and spark some positivity in people's lives, and just the way they think, just the way they go about the day, you know, listening to old songs and making you feel just better about things that are going on. Nostalgia. I don't know if any of that made sense to you, but it's quite hard to word it for me. But what I'm trying to say is I feel like people are trying to bring back 2016 as a way to try and cope with any negative things that might be happening this year or that might happen in the future. And maybe it's also a way of trying to just stop with this constant overconsumption, the constant rage bait that brands are doing. All these brands that are doing the same thing and just copying each other. There were none of that in 2016, or if there were, it were very, very limited to the point where you don't really know about it. For me personally, I really love it. I think 2016 makeup was a whole I think for people in the future, when they are researching, you know, the history of makeup and things like that, 2016 will be a massive year. All the colourful, detailed, just incredible artistry in the makeup people were doing in that year was another level, completely. And it was so exciting to see people have all these different colours, all these bold, bright, vibrant colours on the face and feeling the best version of themselves, feeling confident, feeling like they can go outside and be their best selves, feeling like they can conquer the day because they've got what they want on their face. There wasn't any of this cold girl makeup or clean girl makeup. Really boring makeup in my opinion. Yes, I have done it before. Yes, I will do it occasionally. Yes, I will do it if I'm going to some kind of event or I've got, you know, something to do that day and I want to have some makeup on. Then yes, I will do the clean girl aesthetic. But to me, all that is just basic makeup. I loved the look of the King Kylie collection, but the only thing that I would say about the eyeshadow palette is that I don't really think it was screaming 2016 to me. Yes, it was very Kylie Jenner, but I don't believe it was enough to kind of kickstart this new trend. Zara Larsson, on the other hand. So there is this thing called the Zara Larsson effect. If you don't know what it is, it basically refers to a viral social media movement that started at the end of 2025, start of this year, where people were seeing the makeup that Zara Larsson's makeup artist, I think it's Sophie, was doing. And everyone lost the shit. Everyone absolutely lost it, had a meltdown in the best way. In my opinion, this is like the key time, the key turning point where everyone hopped on this 2016 being reignited in 2026 trend. They saw all this maximalist, bright, bold, creative makeup that Sophie was doing on Zara and getting all the 2016 vibes. It's a direct rejection and to the clean girl aesthetic, which I absolutely love because we're not here for the clean girl aesthetic, okay? God. Or any minimalist trends. Hello. So this Zara Larsson effect came onto the scene when she released her Midnight Sun album, which obviously, if you've seen it, features a lot of rhinestones, colour, beachwear, all the 2016 vibes yet again. And it just does something to your confidence, to your ego, to your whole presence and appearance. It is just, speaking for myself anyway, it really, the amount of confidence that I have from wearing just colourful eyeshadow alone is unmatched. There's not many things that can give me that same level of confidence. And I know there's so many other people out there that feel the same. But then we have Ariana Grande. Hello. When it comes to Ariana, I feel like she has had so much negative comments said about her over the last year or so. Ever since Wicked came out, there's been constant comments about how her and her co-stars have all lost such an unnatural amount of weight, how she looks dead now, how she's abandoned her ponytail, how she seems to have lacked all confidence and now she's just this, you know, this shell of a woman. People change, styles change, trends change, everything is constantly changing, and in this kind of world everything is very quickly changing. We cannot expect celebrities to just stay the same throughout the whole career. She's getting older. Ariana has been on TV since she was a child. Naturally, she is going to have these changes in her appearance. She is going to have these changes in preferences, what she likes, what she doesn't like. And I don't feel like it is our place as a society to be judging her for that. Why is it okay for you and me to change our appearance day to day, but it's not okay for celebrities to? It is, okay? It is. But whilst I wouldn't make any negative comment about, you know, her appearance or any celebrity's appearance, especially if it's something that they can't change, I do love that she has readopted her iconic signature high ponytail. Because, again, it's a nostalgia thing. That is what we remember from Ariana. When we see her with her hair brown and tied up in a high ponytail, it reminds us of those times. It reminds us of simpler times, happier times, and just overall nostalgia. And then there's the return of Fetty Wap. Do I need to say anything about this? I don't think so, but I'm going to anyway. In 2016, he had the best songs. The best, okay? You can't tell me otherwise. Back-to-back Fetty Wap for me. That was before I became a parent. I am now a parent, and you best believe I'm still going to be listening to him. Yeah. In 2016, he released songs like Wake Up, Make You Feel Good, Zouvier, Jimmy Choo, Different Now, whilst songs like Trap Queen, 679... and My Way were still so popular. Trap Queen was a personal favourite. And then I don't know if you remember, but he also featured on Fifth Harmony's song All In My Head. And you know what? Even just saying the song names now is giving me such a feeling of nostalgia and just wow. Wow. I really hope 2026 is the new 2016. If you haven't gathered already, it was such a time to be alive. It was such a time to be alive. I feel like it was just so happy. There was so much happiness. Things were easier. I wasn't yet a parent though, so I wouldn't want to go back because I adore being a parent, so I wouldn't want to change that, but everything else I could happily go back in time to that year. Insane. One of the best times. And it's crazy because even people who were alive and like teenagers in the 90s say the same. They still think 2016 was probably the best year. I don't blame them. I agree. Although I was born at the end of the 90s and I would have loved to have been a teenager or just like, you know, an older child in the 90s. Of course, every, you know, era, every decade has its pros and cons, but honestly when I think of 2010 to 2019, 2020, despite lots of bad things happening in my personal life, I don't feel like I'd change any of it. I'm not going to take the video there, but everything happens for a reason, and I am glad that I was both present and the age I was throughout that time period. It's definitely helped shape me into the menace I am today. I'm not a menace, I'm good. Woman? Person? It's shaped me into the person that I am today. So what do you think? Do you think it's so popular because of how easy times were back then, how simple life was? Are people collectively trying to turn 2026 into 2016 to give them some kind of positivity to hold on to during this year, after the car crash that was previous years? Or do you think it's a cleverly planted trend from a specific or non-specific brand in the hopes of selling their products? Overall, I am both very excited and intrigued to see what happens this year. I personally miss all these colourful looks, how long people's attention spans were. I'm not great at making really short videos full to the brim of information. I am a slow talker, I get into topics really slowly. So hopefully this is the year where people can regain some kind of attention and patience and just drive to actually want to learn to do makeup and do creative makeup. Let me know what you think of this trend or whatever it is, this reignition of 2016 in 2026. Definitely want to know what you think. Is it something that you like? Or is it something that should be left in 2016 as far as you're concerned? Let me know. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe if this channel is your vibe. Love you. Bye.